Hello, my name is Jessie San, and this is my vaccine written assignment. So when it comes to the immune system, when it comes to vaccines, in order to understand vaccines, we have to understand the immune system. The immune system is the body's defense mechanism against foreign pathogens. These can be non-adaptive as well as adaptive. So a non-adaptive, or the innate immunity, is non-specific, which means it targets any type of foreign invader that tries to get into the body, while the adaptive immunity is able to target very specific things that go into the body. In the adaptive immunity, there's two sections, the humoral as well as the cell-mediated. And I'll go into those in a further slide. So when it comes to non-adaptive immunity, these again are non-specific. So if a pathogen tries to get into the body, the first thing it's going to run into is the skin barrier. And then when if it still manages to get into the body, then there are mucous membranes that it runs into, as well as lysosomes, which are in tears, antimicrobial peptides that lyse and explode microbes, and interferons, which message other cells to fight the infection. In addition to those, there's white blood cells, such as neutrophils, macrophages, and natural killer cells that are able to target these pathogens non-specifically. And another mechanism that the body employs is inflammation, as demonstrated by this big red circle. It stimulates blood flow and warms the body and gets kind of puffy and red, and that's inflammation. It's another mechanism that's considered the non-adaptive or innate immunity. Next would be the adaptive immunity, or the humoral and cell-mediated. So the pathogen, if it's still able to get into the body, the adaptive immunity, which targets things specifically, is the B cells. The B cells find this pathogen and start producing antibodies. And these antibodies, as demonstrated by this green rectangle triangle shape here, these are going to attack the pathogen. So when they attack the pathogen, those B cells can only attack the pathogen outside the cell. If the pathogen manages to get inside a cell, there's another mechanism called the T cell, which destroys these infected cells. And the helper T cells are cells that activate the B cells and the T cells in order to destroy this pathogen. The B cells are part of the humoral adaptive immunity response as well, and the T cells are part of the cell-mediated adaptive immunity response. So when it comes to vaccines are things that we put a weakened or dead form of a pathogen into the body. They activate the immune system, the body forms antibodies and has a memory of how to fight this infection. The body practices its defense mechanisms to successfully defeat this pathogen, and upon second, third, fourth exposure, the body is able to very quickly produce a lot of antibodies to fight it really, really easily. Let's demonstrate this. Say the person gets a vaccine. So these are the weakened forms of the pathogen that come in. The B cells, again, are able to produce antibodies to fight against a specific region of the pathogen. In this part, it's the little triangle, and that's the antigen. If it infects the cell, then the T cells, they destroy the cell, as demonstrated in the previous slide as well. Then, say later on, it infects it again. Then the body already has a memory. It uses those memory cells to remember how to target this. And so the B cells, again, produce lots and lots of antibodies. If it infects it, it has the T cells remember how to take care of it, take care of the pathogen to get rid of it. And that pathogen is going to be very easily defeated because the body knows how to defeat this. And that's why vaccines are able to help future infections and diseases and from killing you, essentially, because the body remembers how to fight this infection. So one common misconception is that vaccines cause autism. This was falsely publicized in a journal where the person had, in a journal article where this person had said that vaccines are the root cause of autism. Autism is believed to actually have a genetic component. It's present at birth. And so if anything environmentally is affecting it, it was present prenatally. The modern theory is it actually has something to do with the quality of sex cells from parents that deteriorate due to age. And because of the age and the less quality sex cells, it kind of causes genetic abnormalities that result in autism, but it's not something that can be affected after birth, such as through a vaccine. So because it has a genetic component, vaccines are not a cause of autism, and there's studies to prove this. Thank you very much for listening to my presentation.